the journey to digital singularity, there is a case for humanity. You know, if you consume yourself with the news, the perspective is that the singularity, this point where technological omnipresence meets the human experience, will end humanity. Elon Musk certainly has a perspective on it, so does Bill Gates. And the perspective is that artificial intelligence will grow to a level that will cause us as human beings to be less relevant and potentially even extinct our species. There is a different view, however, a view that we would project here at Avasant as the more likely possible future. A view that is not only a positive view and case for humanity, but an opportunity for all of us in the businesses that we run, and an opportunity for our clients, some of whom are here today, to benefit from. Digital singularity, in fact, our prophecy is, will free humankind to achieve greatness and have more time to reach our true potential. Looking back over a 20-year period, 10 years back and 10 years forward, if we look at 1997 and the dates before that, our relationship with technology was one of a master and a slave, right? We had a device, a thing, a chisel, an axe. We directed it, we controlled it. The device itself made life easier, but in itself did not have any other benefit to us. And that master-slave relationship we moved out of in Y2K, and we moved to what I call, and our firm calls, symbiosis. Symbiosis is a period in time when technology becomes an extension of us, right? We have a cell phone, mobility, social. We're able to use technology in a way that's more symbiotic. It is something that is giving us, as human beings, power to extend ourselves. Singularity is the third phase, and that phase of development is more than just a symbiotic relationship. Singularity is a relationship where technology is omnipresent around us, and it changes the way that we live. It changes the way that we work. It, in fact, frees us of the device altogether. Now, I'm going to actually talk about 6 specific indicators of that singularity that are real technological solutions that exist today or are on the verge of existing. And that will change the human experience. So, what's the journey to digital singularity? I talked about the master-slave relationship, and if you think about, and I have to come a little closer so I can read it. It's small, but if you think about how we've treated technology up to Y2K, infrastructure, IT applications, mainframes, again, things, right? As we move into symbiosis, the relationship has changed. Now we care about social media. Suddenly marketing matters. We care a lot about the extension of that technology into mobility, into product development, into new value chains, creating new ecosystems. Now, singularity takes us to the next phase. That's defined by the digital enterprise, digital moments. And digital moments are actually transactions that happen within transactions. Digital twins, augmented reality, transboundary communities, and hyperconvergence. Now, some of these terms you would have heard of, some of them we have developed to define what this next phase is. So, the 6 indicators of digital singularity. Hyperconvergence is this concept of taking disparate technologies and bringing them together to create new applications. Consider that when you have a technology today, like Wi-Fi, and you're able to connect it to a device or to a traditional not smart product, suddenly it becomes something new. A digital moment is a transactional moment in time where you can make a purchase or you can check your bank records, or you can buy your groceries, all while doing something completely different. And I'm going to give some examples of what those microtransactions are. Digital twins is your alter ego that exists virtually, but it exists in a way that you can't imagine today. And I'm going to talk about that too. Augmented reality, not virtual reality, will bring technology into our day-to-day life, not Pokemon Go or in some virtual world, but in our day-to-day life. Transboundary communities is a new social construct which we are only now seeing the beginning of in Facebook and Twitter and the social mediums which we use today. The digital enterprise is the outcome and the opportunity for all of us. Hyperconvergence. Imagine a world. I have to go to New York and I'm in Los Angeles. I have to be there for dinner. Now, today, what would I do? I would rush to go to the airport, maybe get a car, call them, and hopefully get a flight. Try to get, if I'm like some of you, I'll call my private jet. I don't have that benefit, Ray. But, yeah. But what I'm going to do in the not so far future is I'm going to open up my PDA, or maybe my calendar assistant knows automatically that my car needs to be summoned. The car will be summoned from a pool, probably some building across the street which houses similar cars, which charges them and also cleans them and makes sure that they're ready for use. I may own that car, I may lease that car. Frankly, it really doesn't matter. If I own it, I have rights to upgrade to others, like a timeshare. If I don't, that's okay too. I can lease, I can rent. There are different buying models, but that car nonetheless shows up at my doorstep. I get into the car and I enter into my virtual office. I'm fully connected. My digital twin and everything else around me has allowed me to be able to be connected. I bring my physical office into my car. I continue working. I'm taking video calls, conference calls. I'm completing my work. The car is now driving me to the nearby Hyperloop station, where it connects me into a pod and shoots me at 700 miles an hour to New York. Just a few hours later, I emerge, refreshed, and having completed my work. The car takes me to my final destination point to point. Lets me go, understands when I need to be picked up, goes into a sleeping mode when I return, and allows me to sleep and get some rest so I can have dinner in California. This is not too far in the future. In fact, we saw with Hyperloop last year that the technology is right around the corner. Hyperconvergence brings it all together. What's a digital moment? Well, this is the second indicator of digital singularity. 86% of retail sales are influenced by some type of digital interaction already today. My wife, she likes to walk into the store. She doesn't like to buy things online. She is in the minority because the transactions in the future will all be digital. I don't know if she's here today, but 87% of growth in number of marketing technology companies between 2015 and 2016. These are digital marketing companies. So in the not so distant future, in fact it already exists today, we buy ourselves a smart TV. It is now connected to our Amazon and eBay and Target and all the other accounts that we have. Now, we know that we want certain things that we buy routinely, and it has now learned that our soccer ball is probably worn out or we need a new pair of tennis shoes. And while I watch the football match, what happens? It prompts me, would you like a new pair of shoes? Would you like a new shirt? And in a moment, I can make a purchase or transaction decision. Or even better yet, a digital moment happens automatically because what I'm about to tell you is even more frightening and exciting. It knows that I need it. Digital twins. When I talk about digital twins, people become immediately frightful. oh my God, I have an alter ego, it's going to take me over. No. A digital twin is a repository of you. It has your fingerprints. It has your financial passwords. It has your social communities. It has your work data. It has your home data. It has your purchasing transactions. It has all your relationships. Now, don't be scared. It's you. And don't be scared because now when you plug into that car or when you plug into that house, it knows that it's you. And you can complete a myriad of transactions, many of which will be automated with security and safety, which, by the way, is also insured by Lloyd's of London, because that's where it's going to go. You can't have that type of technological convergence in the form of a digital twin without, of course, all the proper security and financial security and, of course, protection. But this digital twin is going to make all our digital trails go away. And what are digital trails? You go on Facebook, you leave a message. I met somebody at Facebook 2 weeks ago, and they told me that the analytics that can be done today on the likes and dislikes and the things that you write, and they'll know that you're a Democrat, they know that you like or dislike our president, they know what kind of foods you like, they know everything about you. And the digital trails can be managed by the digital twin. So you only share that electronic profile across everything that you do in the way that you want to. This is very powerful. So today, each person, 3 megabytes of data generated by the typical American every day. Our location, 95% of US individuals, our location is known by our mobile phone. So the ability of the digital twin to work with us is going to be great. Augmented reality. So augmented reality is not virtual reality. Does everyone understand the difference? Augmented reality means that we have a physical connection in the real world and the technology is supporting it. So our Avasant labs and research team have been doing significant amount of research on this subject, and the concept was this is absolutely ludicrous because we're not really going to experience AR. We're not going to have digital everything in the way that we live, and we're not going to become cyborgs. Well, I certainly don't think we will. But of course, Sony just launched a new contact lens, and it's under preliminary development, but that lens will be the Google Glass connected directly to your eye, and it'll provide you with information and data as you're walking through Rockefeller Center. The coffee shop is here, my lunch is here. And now imagine that it's connected to your digital twin, and now your digital twin is also telling you, oh, you're getting hungry, you usually like to eat lunch at noon. Well, your favorite pizza place is on the side. Oh, you're not supposed to eat pizza, it's a low-carb day today. We're going to go take you somewhere else. So now you're starting to understand the power. The power of this connectivity is making us better, smarter. It's not taking away our humanity, but potentially making us better, right? Today, 90% of K through 12 already uses some form of AR. And logistics and supply chain companies are at the same level of adoption and training. They're training themselves on how to use it. And people are willing to pay more for an AR experience as well. And this has been proven. So let's talk about transboundary communities. So this is yet another indicator of digital singularity. Transboundary communities takes social from a linear transaction to a real-time transaction. What do I mean by that? If you're on Facebook and you post a picture of your family vacation, somebody likes it and says, nice to see you're having fun. Then you write back and you say, thank you, hope the kids are great. That's a linear conversation. It does not happen in real time. A transboundary community is a social community that, because of the benefit of technology around us, virtual rooms, virtual conference rooms, sensor technology, we can have that social experience in real time. So now I'm meeting my church group, or I'm meeting at Porsche Experience Center at 9 a.m. in the morning. Okay, I can do it. I can go into my virtual conference room and I can have a meeting with members of that community. whether it's a church group, or whether it's a political party. Now, this is interesting, right? Because what has social media already done to us? It's created this concept of fake news, or maybe not even fake news, but only the news that we want to read gets shown to us. We live in the communities that reinforce what we already believe. How many of you read Flipboard? Okay, I do. So now I'm getting news on technology and automation and trends. That's the world that I live in. I think everybody lives in that world. And that's the danger of transboundary communities, but it's also the opportunity. So, digital enterprise. The digital enterprise is born because traditional value chains are broken, and these 6 indicators of digital singularity, which exist today in some form or the other, drive new relationships with customers, with employees, and with clients, and the like. And you can only imagine by bringing these technologies what a richer experience we'll have. Okay. So digital singularity and value. Let's take this back to one of the most basic models that we all learned, Maslow's triangle and the hierarchy, right? If you consider from 1997 to 2027, over that 20-year period, the physiological needs of man are becoming more taken care of. The safety needs are becoming more solved. And that creates an opportunity to focus on belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. So this is a bit of a philosophical perspective, because why are we having this conversation? Because everybody today is talking about how robots and automation are going to either kill jobs or destroy the world. But the one thing I can promise you is that they will not kill all the jobs. What they will do is create opportunities for new ones, just like every technological revolution has brought. I've told a story many times, and many of you have heard of this story, but I spoke with a Los Angeles County executive, and he's an older guy, and he was telling me a story about how the police pool had managed a horse and carriage and whatnot, and they had all the stables and everything, and that he remembered this, that his father had talked to him about it. And there were guys there and folks there that were cleaning up after those horses and whatnot. And when the Public Works Department introduced the automobile and trucks, what did that mean? That meant that all of those people were laid off, right? Well, what happened to all of the email administrators after Office 365 or Google Mail? Well, where did they go? They get absorbed. They get absorbed somewhere, or they develop new skills, or they become unemployed. But it's not the end of the world. And here's why. We will solve the grand challenges. From 1997 to 2027, we expect to solve our power grid challenge. Electricity and power is becoming cheap. It's becoming free. A recent study said that in the next 20 years, Spain, through just solar technology, will be able to power most of Europe. Now, that sounds a little bit far-flung, but it does mean something. It means that traditional power is being disrupted. And some of our clients from the utility industry already know it because of the impact on ratepayers and the impact on their ability to maintain an existing and aging infrastructure when people are buying power from themselves. Now, if power is free, that means water production, clean water is free. That means you can grow an unlimited amount of food. The data is real. The projections are expected. But as you can see, we're going to solve the food and water problem. So as that happens, what's the future? Well, the future is looking potentially pretty good because technology is going to free us of these burdens. The perspective we don't believe in Avasant, that people must suffer for those to do well. We can actually bring up society and still benefit from technology. And so when you think about life expectancy from 62 to 68 to 72 to 78 in 2027, you're seeing again, a projection. I spoke to an analyst yesterday who told me that the person that will live to 120 has already been born in our generation. Think about that. What will life expectancy be as we exponentially grow our value and solve the problems in front of us? So how will life change in 2027? And what's the role of business? And the reason we're having this conversation is because I want all of you to be challenged in how we're going to project. Because the next 10 years, those investments are being made now. And they're being made through zero-cost transformation. They're being made through different solutions, many of which we're offering at Avasant. Because we are understanding, we're trying to project where the market is going. People today have barrier-free access, and they're playing without rules. So when I grew up, it was expected that I was going to go to college, that I would get an advanced degree, and that I was going to do probably exactly what I'm doing right now. That is not the expectation of young people today. And in fact, with unlimited access to data and information, 30% will seek out non-traditional opportunities. So how many of them are doing online correspondence schools? How many of you have hired somebody that got their education from an online school? Okay, this is real. And that creates the enterprise of one. We talk about the rise of independent everything and independent contractors. Well, 50% will work as independent contractors, and they'll supplement their income through Uber and other things. Google Video, they will make money in digital moments or microtransactions. They will make money on Amazon Turk. They will make money by proofreading things. They will make money by delivering value, by selling on eBay. And they will also have a job, but they will work as an independent contractor, and they will work when they want and how they want. And that is frightening to most of us in this room. But it is happening so rapidly. And so when we talk about jobs never coming back, it is true. The jobs that we have may not come back, but they'll be replaced by this transitionary labor. Designer worlds which they live in. 80% will design their own social communities. Why does this matter? Well, if I'm from Mattel or if I'm from any one of our clients, we want to know where those social communities are so we can sell our products. If I'm from Immersion, I want to know what they're doing so I can create a better experience. So we're moving to a place of direct democracy where our president can communicate directly with these micro-communities. Directly, via Twitter. Doesn't need an advisor, doesn't need any kind of press support. We're moving to a time when the digital infrastructure for this communication will have to be managed. We're going to have to build it. And we're going to need an enlightened regulatory framework to manage privacy, to manage our preferences, to manage our lives. And of course, this is going to drive new digital capital policies for what is currency and how currency will be used in the future and what currency will be used. And we're seeing the beginnings of it, right, in Bitcoin, and we're seeing the beginnings of it in eBay and PayPal, but where we're going is something completely different. So as we, as a world, are driving to become more nationalistic in some ways, a reaction to the walls falling down in globalization, this is a reaction. Brexit is a reaction. What's happening in Italy is a reaction, and the Philippines and everything else here in the United States. It's a reaction to, I believe, and our firm believes, a globalization. And we are not taking a political position on this, mind you. We are here to take advantage of what we are seeing, advise our clients, and be able to build new realities for them. We don't care about politics. We have Republicans and Democrats in Avasant. What does this mean for our industry? Well, I pretty much spoke to it. It means brand new digital value chains to drive a new digital enterprise, zero-cost transformation. What is zero-cost transformation? This is a trademarked Avasant term. Zero-cost transformation says that the companies today will need help. They will not have the billions of dollars necessary to make the changes to move to the new digital economy. They will need help from partners like yourselves, and they will make an investment. So that investment will ultimately turn into an opportunity. Thank you. It will turn into an opportunity to grow their businesses and to go to the next level of technological interaction. Okay? So, disruption trends for 2017. Pretty much everything I've said is summed up in this slide. The socioeconomic realities, combined with advanced technology and the transformation of the business and industrial complex, will result in new personal and consumer opportunities. And this ecosystem here is an ecosystem which we are going to use to support all of you to reach to the next level of digital singularity. So digital singularity doesn't mean the end of humanity, but rather it's the beginning of a new era of free human creativity, and we want to deliver opportunity for all in this new environment. We want to make it so that we can drive tremendous change. There's a story I read about just yesterday, and it was of a young 16-year-old boy, and his mother had cancer, a very rare form of cancer. And he was able to research on the web what type of technologies could be used to solve her problem. And he came up with some innovative treatments that were there but not being currently considered by his physician, and he saved her. So we're empowering people to be great, and we're empowering people to take advantage of this great knowledge in front of them. So thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day today. It is jam-packed. Some of you are going to be driving. Some of you are going to be experiencing VR, and others are going to be in meetings. But I hope you have a chance to also enjoy the plenary sessions. We have some wonderful speakers today, and welcome. Thank you. Do I have time for 2 questions? Yes? Yes. Okay, any questions? Don't be shy. Okay, yes. Okay, the question is, that digital singularity will free the human mind to be creative. Can we teach machines to be creative? I'm not God, Chevy. I do not know the answer to that question, but what I do know is there is a role for man. And what I do know is there is a great role for us to drive tremendous value to our clients, to consumers, and to the business ecosystem. But we have to understand these changes. And if we understand them, we can take advantage. So the question is, now that we see this very rapid move toward digital singularity, do we believe that there will be a rather significant lag in unemployment that is going to have to be dealt with? Well, of course, we're already seeing it. And so what we're seeing is, if you look at the unemployment statistics and the real unemployment statistics as we've been studying them, more and more people are actually deciding not to re-enter the traditional workforce. But they are entering into this virtual workforce. And unfortunately, our systems for tracking them don't exist, right? We don't have systems for tracking them, so we don't really know what they're doing. But that's going to change. And that's part of the regulatory framework that I was talking about that needs to be brought up to speed to match essentially where we are today and where we're going. I mean, this is happening so fast, right? 5 years ago, I had presentations like this, and literally everyone thought that I was nuts, crazy nuts. And many of you probably think that as well. But today, there's a recognition of how quickly we're moving. So thank you so much.